Our goals always are, we want to return our citizens to normalcy as soon as possible. So there's a couple things that we're doing to do that. One is we believe it's important to get information in the citizens' hands. So we're regularly putting information out through Twitter, social media accounts. We did a news conference that evening to talk about what the conditions were and where we were at that time. But by restoring people to normalcy, we believe it means a couple things. That means getting their power back on. So we're working with consumers, getting them in here, and we want to get their power back on. The other thing is starting to clear the debris away. The debris is just a reminder of the storm that's occurred, so we want to get that debris out of there. We know that in some of these areas, those old growth trees you're never going to have back, and that is a constant reminder for you. But if we can clear that debris, there is a new beginning, and we're hoping that we can get people directed towards that new beginning and on with their lives, and they don't have to experience this again, hopefully, for the rest of their lives. So we bring our crews in, and we're clearing debris from the streets as quickly as possible. We've hired private crews to come in. 6 to 7 crews have been working alongside us. So we're clearing that debris. The other thing we're doing is we're working with our citizens. We're taking calls from them. We opened a resource center at Gladiola where a citizen can walk in, tell us about what their issues are, and hopefully we can direct them in the right direction for resources that can help them. We're taking calls so we know where the damage is, what kind of damage you have, and what your issues are, so we can start mapping that and understand what are the areas we really got to get into intensely. And then in the end, what we'll do is we'll work with the most difficult cases and try and help those people to, again, get back to that normalcy, and we'll direct them towards whatever resources we know are available to them to help them do that. If we can't help people during this time, when can we help people? And we're going to go the extra mile, and we're going to help clear debris. We have some external groups that come in and help us. Team Rubicon is awesome. They've been here before. A retired veterans group that has the equipment and the skill to help neighbors clear trees that they might not be able to clear. Southern Baptist Convention is another group similar to that. So they've split the city up, and they're out there working in our neighborhoods today to clear debris too. And we're asking them, just like we asked the residents, if you get it to the curb, we'll get it taken care of and we'll get it out of there. We're not a large city by national standards, but we are a pretty good sized city for the state of Michigan. I think our staff is very close. They're very dedicated and loyal to our community, and they want to see our community thrive. That is their mission, and that is their desire. When we have a situation like this, it doesn't take a call by the city manager or the police chief or the fire chief or the mayor for our staff to be here and want to help. And in this case, that's exactly what happened. We have a tornado. Our people live in this area, some here in Wyoming, some in the surrounding area. They know that there's an emergency that's happened in Wyoming. They just respond. They come here. Immediate things are, they are on site and they're trying to help our first responders with whatever needs they have that they know that they can't get into the neighborhoods and help, but they're going to help our first responders do whatever they can do. Some of our people came right here to City Hall, took our phones off a weekend mode that many places have, message mode, and they opened a call center and said, we're going to take your calls and we're going to start tracking those calls. So if we find any emergencies, we can get that, and our first responders had. Another group got together and they started talking about how can we set up a resource center to get into the neighborhood and help the neighbors. And so that was open first thing on Sunday morning and ready to go for the neighbors. So throughout this effort, it doesn't matter if you're a parks employee, it doesn't matter if you're a police department employee, public works staff member, a human resources staff, finance staff, you're out there in the field and you're trying to make this situation better for our citizens, and they're all pitching in and throwing their lot into wherever they can to help bring this normalcy back for our citizens. Our community has been fantastic, and they've worked with us tremendously over the course of this event. Our staff members have been out in the neighborhood. They've been meeting with citizens. They've been working. We've had over 500 citizen contacts. I would say overwhelmingly 99% of those are people who understand the situation, who are working to resolve their problems, are very appreciative of the work we're doing, but we're so appreciative of their positive attitude and the idea that they know we're trying to help them, and we're trying to and they're trying to help us help them. And you know, our citizens through this and through the Ideal Park one 2 years ago have been just utterly fantastic, and we couldn't ask any more from our citizens and the help we have from them as we go through these types of incidents.